Yo, what's up, Simon? Welcome in. First in here, what's up, G? What is up, yo? Should I start playing some lo-fi, or do you guys like how quiet it is? Yo, PC Fair FHD, 1440p, 5 years, skip upgrades, and buy a new one, AM6, 240 FPS, stable GPU, heavy games, ultra 80 FPS, maybe some 3D video editing, not sure how much to spend. 1440p, 240 FPS, video editing, 3D rendering. On AM6, I mean, I think, in my opinion, AM4 is still super valid for stuff like that. So I'd say on an AM5 system right now, considering AM6 will probably be a similar price point, I think 1440p, a good rig that can video edit, stream, do anything at 1440p is about $1,200 plus. I think 8 to 1200 is a really good 1080p PC. 6 to 800 is a decent 1080p PC that can do most stuff. And then yeah, 8 to 1200 is that 1440p range. Anything 1200 and above can scratch 4K. Like 12 to 1400 is like decent 4K. And then 1400 plus is really good 4K gaming, pretty high FPS on most games, depending on your settings. So yeah, that's kind of how I run that ratio. I could even make a video kind of explaining it with that breakdown if you guys liked that breakdown a lot. I could probably just clip the live and make a little short about it. Bro, I'm now confused between this Ryzen 5 7600X and Intel 14600K. I'm pairing it with 9060X 16 gigs, 7600X all the way, 1,000,000% in my opinion. Yeah, I meant like buying a decent PC now, skip any upgrades so I can just build a new one on AM6 probably like in 2030. Yeah, you'll probably still run that same price point ratio though. I think for 1440p you want to spend 1200 and above, even if it's an AM6 probably. If I yell for Febreze bottle. How did that sound? I almost sounded like it was out of a commercial, yo. I probably wrecked your guys' ears too. I gotta keep clicking. FBJ, let's go. What's the lowest to spend for a decent PC build? Like I just explained, if you're spending like $400 to $600, you're gonna get a, you know, a mediocre 1080p PC build. It could game a lot of games, but it's pretty meh. Yo, FNC, go to bed, yo. And if you spend $600 to $800, you're getting a pretty good 1080p PC. If you spend $800 to $1,200, you're gonna get a decent 1440p. And then anything 1200 and above, you should be able to play a good amount of 4K. New Battlefield 6 in that build. Battlefield 6 is pretty easy to run. My buddy's been playing it at good FPS on a super cheap PC, probably like a $400 PC. I don't have money for a PC, can I get one? I do giveaways, so just watch out for them. Like people said that you'll have to stream, so Intel is better for multitasking, Ryzen doesn't work and focus for gaming. I don't know. Not really, depending on the price point. I think price performance, even for multitasking, AMD still is right up there with Intel. I don't know, in few scenarios, Intel probably beats them. But price performance, I think AMD wins in most departments. Even in that department, probably just depending on their tier of CPU. Hey, for a budget build, is the RTX 3060 5600 good, 16 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte NVMe good? Yeah, but I bet you could squeeze a 1 terabyte and 32 gigs of RAM, because you got a Gen 4 rig, and I don't know, you are saving money by going the 16 gigs and 500 gigabyte SSD, but I would just get the 1 terabyte and 32 gigs. And then that way you don't have to worry about upgrading ever in the future. What, you'd have to save like maybe $100 more up, but you could do that. You can make that in a weekend if you were working. Go find an odd job or something. What's in your PC? My PC has a 9070 XT, 9800 X3D. Do you use Signal RGB on your Be Quiet case? Lately I've been using Doji. I've been using Mystic Light because it can boot from being completely turned off straight into my RGB sequence. I made a video about this, but yeah, Mystic Light can actually boot from the BIOS instead of waiting for Windows to open to start Mystic Light's application. It will use your RGB setting you have applied, saves into the BIOS. I'm saving up $1,000 for reports in PC. One component. What component should I get? You should definitely try to hop on AM5. Try to score a super cheap 7600X and maybe like a 8 gigabyte 9060. Hi, I'm new Andy. What's up? Yo, Shade. Been a while. The Intel is cheaper over there? That's crazy. Found your account on TikTok? Yeah, Shade. What up? What up? I recognize you. Yeah, also, I don't know what GPU, CPU to choose. Built a decent PC and saving money by going AM4. I don't know what should play mostly competitive games. Yeah, even if you're on AM4 and you play competitive games, some might be CPU bound like CS2, Valorant, stuff like that. Totally try to score the 5700X 3D. I think you'd love it. I'm on a 600 euro budget and those are 60 euros, so maybe I get a 700 budget. What do you think I should add? I think that system's really well, and maybe get the 5600X over the 5600. And can the Mystic Light control devices like Signal RGB? Yeah, I can. It just, I have an MSI motherboard though. That's the huge difference. If you don't have an MSI motherboard, I'd probably just stick with Signal RGB. Not many other companies have good RGB software, like for motherboard brands. Would you recommend the MSI Claw? I'm not even sure what the MSI Claw is. Drawing a blank. I'm 18, I saved up money to build my PC, so I have to save more for my monitor. Yeah, I get a good monitor too. I'm a pretty competitive like gamer when I play multiplayer games, so I really like having an X3D CPU. Ethernet drivers. Oh, it's a gaming handheld? Ooh, I haven't looked up much about it, but I'll check it out. I have a $700 budget for pre-built. Also add a keyboard and mouse. Already have them picked in 37 and 17. What pre-built monitor should I get? I mean, instead of a pre-built, you should maybe search Marketplace for a good PC because you could find someone on AM4 with a 5600X or better for like $700 with like a 3060. Brand new, that build is like 800, so maybe you could lowball someone like 600 for it, and then that would leave you $100 for like a good Rocat wireless mouse. That's what I like. It's like 46 bucks, and maybe decent keyboard like the Win60HE is a rapid trigger actuation keyboard for $40. How many hertz should I get? I'd at least get 240 hertz. Like if you're a competitive gamer, yeah, shoot for 240 hertz. If you have a higher resolution monitor, like 1440p, get 165. That would probably be decent depending on your system, but if it's 1080p, all y'all should have 240 hertz or better. Ryzen 5 7600 and 7700 XT. Ooh, Thunder, I like that setup. How do you like it? I think it's super balanced. Maybe even a little bit of 1440p on it is pretty good. Do you think that going with NVIDIA is actually a must for gaming? Some video editing, 3D, I'm not sure if professional is this so. No, I've had both systems and done both systems. Video editing, 4K editing, rendering, lots of stuff, coding on both AMD and NVIDIA GPUs, and same with streaming. And I've seen no difference, honestly. Yeah. But I don't do crazy intensive stuff. I don't do like, you know, movies, like 4K movies that I need to like export or like crazy 3D models. But yeah, for the most part, I think both companies are really caught up with, you know, applications and their software and drivers that both options are really good. I wouldn't stress about it. I would stress more about the money and price to performance between NVIDIA and AMD, whether they can run the application you want them to run or do the video editing tasks. Because both of them, I think, are gonna be able to do that fairly well, especially if you're spending around $300 at least on your GPU and at least like $200 on your CPU. Thoughts on GTX 1650? It's a goated GPU. It's pretty old. My buddy has it. He loves it. He plays a lot of CS2. Opinion on my setup, I have a 3070 Ti and 10700K. Nice. I like it. What, you probably play 1440p? 2070 Super RTX good. I mean, if you already have it, it's a pretty good GPU, but I wouldn't buy it. Yeah, I'm trying to choose between 5060. I'm going to budget 5060 Ti versus 9060 16 gigabyte. I would go 9060 XT all the way, a million %. MSI motherboards, try to get Mystic Light. Yeah, do it, because then you can boot straight into your RGB patterns, and they have some cool ones, but yeah, just have that and Signal RGB. But Mystic Light is really cool, because if you have a MSI motherboard, you can boot straight into your RGB. Almost done with all the drivers, yo. All right. This is your new build. This is for a customer. Yo, what's up, Johnny? What's a good PC for $1,200 that I can build it? I mean, 7600X, 9060 XT, I think you could squeeze into that budget. This build is for a customer, Doji. It's a 5090 FE 9800X3D. Why does it sound like a hurricane? What sounds like a hurricane? My mic sound bad? My mic should sound pretty good. 6300. Wow, it's a cool system. DDR3. Damn, 500 preload with a Ryzen 5 3050 5600. Is that good for $600? No, I would not get that. What do you program? I have like custom PC building widgets on my website and like a PC part picker list thing I do a lot of coding for. And yeah, I've been adding a lot of stuff to my website. When it launches, it's going to be pretty cool. 1440p 165 hertz, but want to go 240 hertz. I mean, do it if your system can run it. That build looks clean. It is pretty clean. I gotta change the RGB. I feel like a lot of y'all hate the rainbow. All right, Wi-Fi drivers, and then we're done, and then we can get the RGB. Done already? Damn. All right. Now we can finally get Signal on here. I'm running a gigabyte, 3058 gig, 5600G. I feel like the CPU is bottlenecking the GPU. Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, 5600G is kind of a weird GPU or CPU. Most people buy it if they're waiting to get a GPU so they can have an integrated GPU in their CPU so they can game and wait until they get a GPU. So its performance isn't amazing. The case, I mean, I bet you could find this case. Just the 11 Vision Compact. I think my build is more than enough. I have 64 gigs RAM, 10700K, and 3070 Ti. Yeah, it's more than enough for 1440p. 4K, it's some games might struggle a little, but it's a pretty cool system. Homeboy, no. But that would be cool. Wait, I thought this case didn't have a glass top. It can have either. You can have a glass top or not a glass top. In the 11 Vision Compact, it's whatever you want to do. What's CPU recommendation? 7600X or better. Also running 48 gigs of RAM. I can't remember your system. Which is the best, AMD or Intel? Explain. AMD, 1,000,000%. Explain. I mean, if you just look up every tech YouTuber, they will have a video on why AMD is better. You could probably find more than 100 reasons right now why AMD is better. Price to performance. Yeah. Let's hear your specs, Zega. Let's hear them. Looks like you're going to send in a long list. Yo, should I get a Panorama pre-built PC? No, I don't think so. Bro, what is that? It's a pretty cool system. Ooh, we also... We got all our devices in here. It's going to make me skip through all this for signal RGB. Yes, yes, duh. Okay. What fans are those? These are Interstellar iCooler V2 fans. They're super quiet. They're unreal quiet. I like the V3 versions, but the V2 are quieter, and they're also $36 for a 3-pack. You're cool. You're cooler, bro. My iMac 2017 can hardly run Roblox 60 FPS. It's better than nothing. Yeah, Mac isn't too good for gaming. What do you recommend, Brent? AM5? I love build your own. Don't buy a pre-built. What graphics card are you using? I use a 9070 XT Power Color. No AMD is only for gaming, which is not better for editing software, which will Ento does that. I think price performance for video editing and software, I think AMD is pretty much on par with Intel. They might even beat them out price to performance, but Intel's higher end options might be better overclocked. But I think stock, you might just need to look up some more benchmarks and do a little more research. Jaggeth. Teddy. I'm not spamming. I said it twice. I'm not sure what you said. Yeah, oh, we're talking about your Mac. I got a 4060, 16 gig DDR5 and i5 something. Nice. Yo, bro, I don't know how to build a PC. What pre-built would you suggest? $500 to $600. You could build your own PC, $500 to $600. Levente, what is up? You're a little late, but I want to be ending soon. But what is up, my G? How's your day been? What CPU? 5060 Ti, 9060 XT, 9060 XT, %. How old are you? I'm 27. My specs are i7 12700K, 2080, 250 gig, 500 gig. Damn, lots of storage. Max Wi-Fi only issues GPU overheats really bad. Ooh, what's your case? Maybe upgrade your case or find something off Marketplace. Nice, Storm. That's a good system. Should get Thermaltake 300. I like the Thermaltake View 270 if you're talking about the case. 16 gig of RAM, Ryzen 3 Pro 4300. Sam's. Well, this is like someone earlier had a similar system to that. Hey, bro, best budget GPU for deep learning with high VRAM, 3060 12 gigabyte VRAM. I'd say the cheapest one. Yeah, get the 12 gig of VRAM on a 3060. Definitely worth it. Corsair 3500X IQ Link RGB edition. I hate IQ Link with Corsair. It sucks. Hey man, can you review the build might be doing? Well, actually, the IQ Link doesn't suck that much because Signal can recognize it. So it's aight. It's aight. All right, what color should we pick? Like red for now. No, we'll just go white. There. Love how the RAM isn't changing. That's amazing. I mean, I have a setup, and I'm wondering if I have the bookshelf full of books, can it ruin this vibe? No, I don't think so. What mic would I recommend for $59? I don't know, but I like this TX wireless mic from Kukiko. Storm, yeah, you could send in the build to my email. I'll review it, make a YouTube video about it. Founders Edition 5090 straight from NVIDIA. You just have to be on their sign-up list. A lot of people hate an IQ. I've never using the software for so long and never had issues. I don't know. I just hate companies that give you like a dedicated controller and just... I don't know, why don't they just make it compatible with all the motherboards and the ARGB? Why do they have to have a controller included? Or like Be Quiet, the Lightbase 600 includes a controller, which makes the PC way cooler and the RGB patterns way better. What things to keep in mind when buying a PCU other than PCU or tier list versus PSUs? Make sure to have maybe at least 2 PCI lanes, maybe 3, depending if you want to upgrade your GPU down the line. That's what a lot of people overlook, I think, in my opinion. Can you run acceleration AMD GPUs? CUDA the only way? I'm not sure. What is my email? It's in my bio. How do you get in the giveaway? No giveaway yet, but I will be doing one. If you look at my channel, I've done 2 PC giveaways that were pretty crazy. One was a 4070 Ti 9600X in the height Y60 back in like 2023. I gave that PC away. So I've been doing this for a long time, you guys. I got a new laptop, by the way. It's a TUF A15 this time. Nice. Is it running smooth? Completely smooth? I hope it is. My setup is 7700X 4070 Super. Oh yeah, Levente, we got a game too, now that you got a system. Lean Lee 216 case and Asus TUF gaming motherboard. Ooh, nice. How's that Asus TUF motherboard? As long as it's working good for you. I think Asus is a little sus. Laptop giveaway, I mean, that could be cool because then the shipping won't be a lot. Hey, I'm working on a build to sell. How much should I? So my black micro ATX 5060 Ti, 16 gigs, 32 DDR5, 6,000. Ooh, 1 terabyte. I mean, depending on the looks, everything else in the build, that's a tough call. What's the CPU? You can tell me the CPU. Pelly, nice. I'm glad you haven't had any issues. 5070 Ti, 9070 XT, price is $200. 9070 XT undervolted is like a 5080 though, so why not just get that? Can't find it on your bio. Just in my link tree. Is there a CPU with more than 20 cores and lots of threads mid-range? Ryzen 9 5900X, 12 cores, 24 threads would be my favorite choice. Not, but that's the best, highest core, best CPU I think for a budget CPU. So it doesn't have 20 cores, but that would be my choice. Yeah, it is far better downloaded games. Yeah, but battery isn't 30, 40 Celsius when I'm using Google stuff on charger. It's 40, 45. Hey, that ain't too bad. My brother has a Cooler Master case, 5080 or 7. Asus motherboard, 64 gigs of RAM. Ooh, that is a B system. You have the same PC, nice. 4070 Ti Super, Ti Super. What do you mean? Dude, not gonna lie. 1660 Supers because it runs everything I want. LOL, glad you guys have your hobbies and can enjoy huge builds. Hey, you know, as long as we can all game and be happy, that's what matters at the end of the day. I don't think having like a better GPU than anyone else, even if you guys are playing the same game and having the same amount of fun, like it doesn't matter if someone has a better GPU than you. How much are you selling that PC for? It's a customer already commissioned it. Okay, thanks. 4070 Ti Super is better. I have workloads that I use, thread pools, so I need lots of cores. Nice. I'm gonna Minecraft on it tomorrow. Ooh, fun. I used to have a huge Minecraft server I'd game in all the time. All right, you guys, I'm gonna boot up my personal PC just because anyone who hasn't seen it, I've seen that game. It seems cool. I'll show everyone my personal rig, and then I'll probably be ending the stream for the day. I think I honestly might have the RGB turned off in this PC, so after it boots up, I don't even think it's gonna boot to an RGB pattern. Yeah, I don't think it is. All right. 7700X, 7700XE, good combo. Yeah, it is, Joven. For 1440p, it's pretty good. So you guys, I'm gonna show, this is what I use for RGB right now on this PC, Mystic Light. So if we go wave, I gotta set on like a watermelon color. We can just go all red. Maybe all white. But yeah, I just set it up through Mystic Light. Ryzen 7 7800X 3D 6800XT. Want to upgrade the graphics card, but I don't know what I should get. That's a good combo. 6800XT is pretty good, but a nice upgrade. I don't know. Maybe try to score like 4080 Super if you can find those at a good price. Why do you want that, Abishk? How did you sync up the case RGB to the Mobo? Yeah, it's because of the case. It has built-in controllers in the bottom, in the back. You have 2 built-in controllers, one on top and one on the bottom, right there, with 6 system fan headers and 6 ARGB headers that then control, that then lead to the motherboard with an ARGB cable that you can switch between ARGB and RGB with. Thanks for answering the previous question. I have 4 meters to XS cables. Any tips up to? Ooh, thank you. I have some pretty good cable management in a lot of my builds. Just take your time. That's my tip. Just take a lot of time. Just open up your schedule. Honeycomb mouse or normal mouse, which is better? I don't know. It depends how light it is. How light you want it. I like having a really light mouse, to be honest. All right, you guys. So I'm going to end the stream to the day. I appreciate everyone who subbed in the live. Y'all are goated. All right, everyone have a good one. Peace, yo. Bye, Blue.